Hi guys, Artiar here. So for this video will be the endgame PvP ability mon priority tier list for 3.4.24. So I just noticed that I actually posted a ability mon tier list for 3.4.18, which is 4 months ago. So instead of my previous PvE ability mon tier list, which is continue back to 8 months, which I actually made another ability mon tier list at 4 months ago, which I actually forgotten it. So this tier list will be faster because there's more Esper that's already included, so we only have a few left for the newer Esper to put in. But then I decided to add another tier here, which is the second priority, because I think now we have to differentiate a lot more Esper in PvP content, because there's a lot of changes in the PvP meta, so we want to tune a little bit. So instead of just highest priority and good to have, we put in another tier, which is the second priority. Alright, so let's review back the old tier list first, which we have the highest priority, Artiar, 𝐀𝐁𝐈𝐋𝐈𝐌𝐻𝐍, Liam, all these other Espers. So Donner is at the highest priority? No. I will say Donner now is at, probably use Donner is like for beat bout or knockout as the defense leader buff, but basically that's it, right? So I will say, without Still Strong, I will say I'll go down to without Still Strong now, like, because like after the Donner buff last time is actually strong, but now it's no longer strong. Okay, then for Sally, second priority, the skill up on Sally is good, and Sally is pretty used in often for other team, like especially in knockout and for triple threat as well. So overall, I will still say she's second priority, but not the highest. Alright, the rest of the Esper here, I think they have the highest priority to get it. Alright, Anna go down to second priority. Then yeah, I will remain the rest. Then for the good to have, I will push Nora up to the second priority. It's very strong in knockout and triple threat. Okay, Sloan. Alright, Jiang Zhuli go up to the highest priority after the Jiang Zhuli buff. Skilling him up can actually nuke a lot of the Esper. Alright, then for Fatima, I will say yeah, good to have, but very niche usage. Okay, Eve here will go up to second priority. Surprising, right? Even your Eve is not R6. If you make a team, so let's say in triple threat, when you're facing a Wuyu team that is not R4, if you build Eve plus, let's say you put in Sachiko, you put in with Wenlock, you put in with Feng Shun, provide a lot of buff to your team. Eve can probably just cleave them pretty easily because of the true damage and the massive damage she's able to do. So it will be at the second priority in my opinion. Okay, then for Mingshuo, second priority as well. If you have the skill up Mingshuo can actually help you do a lot of damage in the PvP content. Then for Meta Liling, if you're using Meta Liling, he's actually also at the second priority. If you see a level 70 Meta Liling, he is going to be a monster. He's going to get a lot of tick shield, and then he's probably going to pair with Lu Xiang, and Yu Jing is very strong. Alright, sorry for the Discord notifications. It popped up a few times already, so I already closed it off. So now we continue with the tier list. Okay, the rest here, I think they still remain the good to have. Alright, Cecilia here, I will put her to waste now. Unless your Cecilia is R6, or else I won't say Cecilia is actually a good unit for your PvP content. Alright, probably without Still Strong, because you don't need the skill up to make Cecilia revive your teammate. Okay, then for Zihe here, Everett here, good to have. Yeah, the rest here still consider for good to have, right? I would say good to have will be something like one tier. Right, so for power beat bout, right, based on my previous tier, this Esper here, if you skill up, you will actually benefit in beat bout content, triple threat content, and also knockout content. Is because if you are playing in a speed game, usually defense team will have the higher priority to take the action. But if your power is higher than the enemy power, then you will take the action first. So for example, if both of us got Chuyao, both of us is R6, both of us is D6, then it's based on who invested more in ability mon, because ability mon will increase a little bit of the power, and when your power is higher than enemy power, then you will take the action first in beat bout, triple threat, and knockout. So this Esper here, they will be ranked if you invest ability mon on them, then they will have higher power, then they can help you take the action faster in PvP content. Okay, then the rest here, without Still Strong, is that okay? 𝐀𝐁𝐈𝐋𝐈𝐌𝐻𝐍 here definitely going to push up to second priority. The damage from 𝐀𝐁𝐈𝐋𝐈𝐌𝐻𝐍 is actually pretty awesome. Then for Hilda here, I will say yeah, still without Still Strong after the 6 update as well. Okay, the rest here still remain, yeah, without Still Strong. average can go down now, you're no longer strong. Then for the waist here, let's see. Yeah, I think everyone still remain at that same tier. Alright, so now we're gonna add in the new Esper that we haven't added in. At the bottom here, we have Badrun as the first one. So Badrun, right, I will say he's actually good to have. Why am I saying Badrun is good to have? Because he have his own special usage in triple threat and knockout. So knockout, if you pair him with a special knockout buff called when your Esper revive, you get a bonus turn. Badrun is actually the best in slot for those knockout buff. And in triple threat, he's doing a pretty good team when you're fighting like some other non-meta team. Badrun can actually be used to revive your team. He can provide a lot of the elixir buff for you to revive. So I would say good to have, but he won't be good in point war and beat bout because there's a very limited range of team you can actually build. So it's very hard for him to actually put up the revive meta. Okay, then for Lapis here, I will say is for power and is for beat bout. So why would I say so? Is because most of the time if people is using sorry, not for beat bout, because beat bout Lapis skill is not that fast, right? Yeah, probably good to have, not like that impactful. But if we are talking about point war, right, you can build Lapis very fast, but doesn't matter with the ability mon, so I will say good to have. Okay, then for Meta Drew here, I will say without still strong. You're using Meta Drew not because of his damage, you're using Meta Drew just because to let him die. So making him die to apply the bonus damage here doesn't really matter, so I will say without still strong. Then for Meta Ira here, have the highest priority if you're using Meta Ira in PvP. The moment you're using Meta Ira in PvP, you want her to able to one-shot the enemy or able to do as many damage as possible. So the ability mode comes into action because it's very important to make her S3 at high enough multiplier to nuke them. And not to mention, you also get a cooldown reduction as well. So it makes your S3 rotation faster to nuke the enemy faster. Is very, very important for the ability mod on Meta Ira, but only if you use Meta Ira in PvP. Because in order for you to use Meta Ira in PvP, most of the time it will be at R2. Then for the Sig here, I will put him at the highest priority as well. Because Sig, if you have R0 to R1, probably not very strong in PvP, right? When you have R2, he's actually doing a decent job in PvP. We're talking about higher tier. And at R4, he will be a monster and he needs all the skill up you are available to provide to him. His damage is a nuclear bomb, is very, very strong. So I will put him at the highest priority. Then for Moriyama, oh, I didn't put Moriyama. Right, Moriyama is at the highest priority as well. The best one-shotter meta we can have. No one can replace Moriyama at the moment. He will be at the highest priority. Then for Zhou here, I will put him at good to have. I know Zhou we have been ditching him as like not very strong, but Zhou in knockout and triple threat is actually pretty usable because you know who to fight. Alright, because when you're fighting the enemy tower, you know who should you counter. So because of that, you can pick the enemy that doesn't rely on immunity a lot. You can actually use the Zhou to actually nuke them very, very fast. So overall, Zhou is not a bad unit, it's just bad because when at point 1 beat bout, when a very limited range of Esper or team you can actually pick to fight, then it's actually hard for Zhou to shine. Okay, then the rest here, I would say they still remain at the same tier. Right, so most of them, they really rely on the ability mod. You'll notice most of them is either they are the meta support or either they are the DPS. Most of them are the DPS because they need the damage to kill them, and the support you need, the meta one will be like Sakura, Lien. They are the most important unit for you to skill up. And then like some Esper that's actually very good but doesn't need a skill up, for example Lushang. But your skill up Lushang is based on if you want the power to outspeed the enemy Lushang. If both of you are not playing a speed team, that depends which Lushang take the action first to silence first is actually important. So of course, if enemy Lushang silence your Lushang first, then your Lushang is kind of useless. So if you want min-maxing that ability mod on the for power beat bout tier, it will be effective. Alright, so that's all for my video here. If you have any idea or any comment about this ability mod tier list for PvP content only, you can feel free to comment down and let me know as well. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed the video and see you guys in the next one. Bye bye. Special thanks for the direct support on the YouTube membership. So for the benefactor of Artiar, which is GenMP, SPVCEJVMQ, Trent Ken, thank you so much for your support. And also special thanks for the supporter or patron of Artiar, which is Louis Janada, Agni, Wang Tamer, Ziggy, Kamaruki, Sunwalks, Rimu, Chani, Antonio Winterspoon, Craigren, Calamity, Rocco Standions, Jordan Alons. Special thanks for your support. And also special thanks for the Super Thanks MVP, HMZ, RY, and X, Reeds. Thank you so much for your support. Special thanks for the direct support on the live stream super chat for the latest tag. Thank you so much for Code Wardeners, Calamity, Agni, Love Fatima, Fatima Little Underwear, Bloods, Riku Fred, Chani. Thank you so much for your support.